and press record here. And we will just start with 2 days left in the month, right? We have today, we have tomorrow. And I just want to hear what you are doing right now to really set the pace, set the tone to finish the month strong. So if you don't mind putting yourself off of mute and just talking to me, what are you doing with your teams right now?
I'll start, so I'm unmuted already. So with Team Cup, I think it's always a good challenge. So my team actually really loves a challenge. They love to rise to it. So this month we've had a lot of people hit Success Club. But what I found was that, so in December, when all the 80-day obsession challenge packs launched and it was pre and all that stuff, there was a lot of people that were interested, but not all of them committed. So I've encouraged all of mine to go back and reach out to those people, follow up with them, and let them know, hey, we're halfway through and these are the results we're getting. Like, this is what you need to be a part of. Because our 80-day obsession group that we're doing, it's my whole team and their customers, and it's been the most fun. You know, we have hundreds of people in there. It's been the most fun and the most engaged challenge group I've had in a really long time. So we're continuing to add to that. Like, we have people starting day one yesterday, and it's great because they're getting to learn from the people that have already done it. So we're like, what would you tell yourself if you're just starting today? So we're doing kind of like that. So as new people are added, we're able to kind of bring them in and let them know. But going back and following up and sharing the, kind of midway point results today. I mean, I'm seeing coaches that had 2 points and now they're like, I have Success Club, so that's huge. So that's like my biggest thing that we've done this week. I think that and it's so simple. It's so simple, but that's what's been working. So
I love that you're dangling the carrot, because if you dangle that in front of me, I'd be like, oh my gosh, absolutely. Just seeing results. So I love that. Take that to your team, please, ladies. Okay, what else? Yeah.
I'll go. Or sorry, Trini, were you gonna go?
Go ahead. I'll go next.
Okay, sorry. I might have to pee really quick. Sorry, I've been peeing like every 5 minutes, this baby. So I think what I've been doing is trying to get my coaches to think outside the box and get a little bit more creative, especially since the last, few days to hit Success Club, and we have that like $10 off thing going on. But aside from 80 day and aside from the other challenge packs, I think it's just so important now to go back and look at all of the old people in our customer database. And I've been reaching out to like a crap ton, of people, because my jam used to be the 3-day refresh. And I used to do one once a month, and I would run a quick group, and it was such an amazing way to get people on board. It was kind of like my free my 5-day, but it was paid. And it was always such a great way to build volume for my team and get people in the door to see amazing results quick and then want to join a real group. So I've been inspiring my coaches like, hey, that freaking 3-day refresh, it's $10 off right now. Like, go back and reach out to all of your past clients that have been, out of the game for a while, and your new people. And start with that conversation. And then if that conversation is a dead end, then it can lead into, well, I've got this group going or whatever. So they've been seeing some success with that. Like my team, I think they're doing great this month. The few that are my runners. I think it's just getting creative and get outside of the box of, I have a challenge group. Will you come? Like, there's so many other opportunities and so many other things to open up the doors with. So it's helped a little bit for them.
For sure. It's the one thing that I haven't even thought about this month. So I love that you brought that up. And way to correct yourself. I've never heard you not swear.
At least it wasn't the F word.
I know. Exactly. Exactly. Thanks, girlfriend. Okay, Trini, why don't you go ahead?
Okay, so what I did with my Team Cup is I took my discount coaches that have shown interest in wanting to grow the business, and we formed a team. And at the beginning of the month, we did a free group with Clean Week. We always run one every month together as a team. So I encourage them, invite your friends and family to Clean Week. It's easy. It's a free group. So a lot of them did. They brought in their friends and family. We do it as a 2-week, and after that 2 weeks, most of them were actually able to convert somebody that they invited to the All Access Challenge Pack, or they got them on Shaco, HD. And then for the past 3 days, we've been doing a coach sneak peek. So everybody that was in the free group, they now have invited into the coach sneak peek. And we're having a lot of fun in there. And every coach except one has Success Club points on the board. 2 of them have hit Success Club. But these are discount coaches that never really believed that they could do anything with the business. So now they have that just belief in themselves, and they've kind of seen now that it's not hard. They were just overthinking everything for so long. So it's a free group, and then we run a coach sneak peek at the end of the month as a team, and it's always on the calendar, and there's always something to invite to. So.
Okay, I love that. And I was going to ask you right at the beginning, wait, discount coaches? But then you reiterated discount coaches. And I think that's a beautiful thing to remember, that even though they're a discount coach doesn't mean that they don't want a discount on Shaco, or that they don't want their Shaco paid for, excuse me. So I love that you brought that up. So stinking cool. Okay, questions for her on that? Because that's really insightful. Any questions? If not, you can go next. Whoever wants to go next. Christine Steins, go. Cute coffee shop, wherever you're at. Here, you're good. I got you. Oh, you're good.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah. Let's see. What am I doing? What did I do? My team did a free group. I ran pretty much a free group for all of my coaches and discount coaches this month. And as a kind of a last minute push, I'm hosting a power hour for my team this evening. I sent them one of the many power hours that was done 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, in the champions page. I think I picked Shane's and I forwarded that and said, watch this. Here are the printouts. We're going to go through this together, whether they watch it or not, whatever. We'll go through it together tonight. I have another one scheduled for Thursday, also during the day, but obviously that's in March. I open up my challenge groups every month with the people to invite their people to as well. I ran like a messaging challenge thing in my team page where I try to focus on like behaviors, right? Not necessarily results, I guess. The results are great. I ran that and did like a price thing for that this month. What works for me with discount coaches is just, I've mentioned this before, and I got this idea from a group just like this last quarter, was about having people sign up as power partners for my discount coaches. I always say think of, once they sign up, I'll say okay, the goals you just shared with me, I want you to take this, I want you to do something else for me, do this favor for me. Think of a couple people in your life that are close to you, that you talk to on a regular basis or see on a regular basis. I want you to share what you're doing with them. Share your goals that you share with me with them too. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them why you're sharing with them, because you're hoping they'll help hold you accountable. And then invite them to join you, see if they'll want to do it too. I've had people do that. That's a way to I feel like help get discount coaches to Emerald without them really truly caring a whole lot about Emerald, because if they're discount, they don't necessarily care about Emerald.
I love that. Keep going if you have anything else.
I don't know. I think that's it.
Okay, you rock. Thank you, hon. Here, I'll mute you. So there you go. Okay, cool. I love that. Does anybody else want to share one last one? Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I was trying to think of what we're really lacking on our team right now, and something that I noticed in the last year is we got away from, somebody had suggested on my team that you should hide all of the coaches on the team from your news feed so it doesn't become saturated with coaches. And what I found happened when that happened is it disconnected all of us. We didn't really know what was going on in each other's lives because we were hidden from each other. And so I asked everyone on the team to re-add everyone that's a working, kind of a walker runner back to their news feed, and then really focus on supporting them on their posts, especially Beachbody related posts, and really being encouraging. And I felt like this last month that we did it, all of a sudden the team morale boosted. Everybody was really excited and really encouraged. It wasn't like crickets when you posted a really vulnerable post that people don't really respond to well on Facebook. And so then we took it a step further, and on Instagram, we formed a little pod together. And so we have a message thread just with my working coaches. And anytime someone does a new post on there, you just type new, and then everyone in the group commits to going and commenting and liking on that post. And what it does is it really helps to boost that post in other people's feeds. And it kind of is combating the algorithms that Instagram's throwing at us. But people are getting new friends. Just yesterday, I found 2 people from Instagram reached out to me that I'm running a coach sneak peek right now, and they want to be a part of the coach sneak peek. I think when all of a sudden people are commenting and interacting with your posts, it makes those lurkers feel a little bit more comfortable. And so it has really like transformed the way that people are feeling. People are feeling more confident. I have more coaches than ever hitting Success Club right now. And I just feel like we have this really good team morale that we've been missing for close to a year. So that's kind of what we're doing.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, I gotta. Sometimes I start talking and I'm muted. Thank you. Okay, I appreciate all of you for chatting. If there's anything else that you want to contribute, put it in the chat thread. I would love to hear from you. Because I obviously want all of you to, this is the thing, and I will call you out. And so if that's uncomfortable, I'm sorry, but just interact here, feel comfortable, feel confident to really be among your leaders in your community that really, want to work with you to strive for success. Like, we're all in this together. And I promise you, there's no dumb idea. There's no dumb thing that you're doing. I would say one thing, I would just challenge each of you to, I actually posted, Mary and I have been posting in our West Region page, and we did a post today about the Team Cup, not our silly, if you guys saw that, our magic trick, not that one, but that's really funny. That made us laugh at 9 a.m. But the other post with the, just the challenges and the Success Club price for Team Cup individual, and then the Team Cup price. So just make sure that you're taking that content, if you can, take it to your team. Give them a little like, hey, what are you doing? And even like that same thing, like if you've hit your goal, what are you going for now? And I love this. This was said in one of my 5 and 8 star diamonds, was literally, I treat every day as it's either the first or the last day of the month. It doesn't matter what day it is. That just means that I'm constantly working my business to the full effect every single day. And so I'd say use that content, but just remind your coaches, even if they've hit Success Club. So Kelly said that she's had a lot of coaches more than ever that have hit Success Club. Remind them the work that they put in right now will set them up for March. And I would just reiterate that, like, we're constantly talking here. We're constantly, helping people. And it doesn't, as soon as you press the brake, that's when the momentum stops. And it's that much harder to get the bus rolling, right? So just remember that, but use our content, share our silly video if you want. I mean, just whatever, like, just have fun with it, but really collaborate. And then my last thing I would say is, on Thursday is March 1st, which is just crazy to me. And I would say, go into your team page. This is my challenge for you. I would go into your team page and I would say, who this month is working to help 3 people? Who this month is working towards a new rank? Who is working towards get back to rank? Who is working towards yada, 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 right? Ask the questions and see who shows up. And then know those are the people that you're working with this month. And don't assume that you have coaches that are automatically going to hit Success Club, that they're automatically enroll coaches, whatever it may be. Like, ask the questions so you know who to engage with, who to work with, and stop assuming that they're going to do it without you asking. Cool? Because eventually it will become a habit, right? But sometimes you'll pick up those coaches that have been around for a while. This was interesting. If you guys know who Jaylyn Lovell is, she is a 6-star diamond out here in Utah. Just love her. And I asked her a question today because her team last Thursday, this is insane, went 6-star diamond to 10-star diamond qual. Okay, I haven't seen that in a really long time. I was like, whoa! So I asked her today on our call, I'm like, girlfriend, what'd you do? And she said, to be honest with you, I started engaging with my older coaches again. The ones that, that were diamonds before, but kind of fallen off. And I've given all this new love to my existing coaches, but I started asking them questions and getting them engaged. And then they wanted to be part of something. And then I just, started including them a little bit more. And took her from, 6-star diamond to 10-star diamond qual. I mean, that's a big jump, but I would just really emphasize, like, you never know when people are going to be back to working the business. So don't give up on them. I wouldn't say push them up the hill, but ask the questions to see if they are new or if they're engaged. Okay. If they're wanting to get re-engaged. Cool. Okay. That was a lot of to get to this one point of, okay, how are we getting diamonds faster? That's the question. What are you doing right now? And I will say, all of you, it doesn't matter where you're at within this business right now. You have all been successful. You are all 3 and 4-star diamonds. So what have you done to get your diamonds faster? Who wants to start? Who's my brave soul that wants to stick up? Yes, Shannon, go.
All right, cool. So we just started this, so I don't have any results yet, but I basically shut down my team group and teamed up with my upline Bob Lucido. He has this big training, so we said everyone who wants to go at their own pace, go over here. And then I put together this group. We called it the Winner Circle. And so it's a winner circle group. There's 10 of us in there. And the requirement is you have to do 6 power hours a week or more. I mean, the goal is 12. And we're doing 3 live power hours a week together. And we just started that last week and it was awesome. So we just turn on music and, we've all done power hours. We just go through it. But then when we're going through it, even when we got to the invites, we're like, okay, now it's the invites. And we've, our team has gone through a lot. We've been around 6 years and a lot's happened. And we had a lot of fear kind of go through our team. So we got to the invites, what's holding us back? What's the fear? What's there? And so instead of just going through the motions, we're like, what's in the way? What's the block? And we had to talk through it, work through it. And then we're like, okay, let's do it anyway. We work through it, get through it. And so that's been really powerful. And then we put together this really super simple system that it's been great so far. So we just do a free 5-day challenge. So we're doing a free 5-day jump into fitness challenge, jumpstart your fitness, 5 days of exercise for 5 days. And then we invite them to a sneak peek. So that's going on right now. It's a 3-day sneak peek. And it's just super simple. Day 1, why people become coaches. Day 2, what do we actually do? Day 3, how do we get paid? Okay, let's join. And then we're inviting them into something that we're trying new as well. We've been doing 90-day trainings, and there's so many different ways of teaching new coaches, but we just condensed it into 6 days. So it's over 7 days, but it's 6 days. And Sunday we take off. And so we just said we're condensing 90 days of training into 6 days. If you want to be a fast start person, then you're going to be in our 6-day fast start. And basically the 6-day fast start, they have to do 2 live power hours at least with us, 2 to 3 live powers, the people that are joining. And so it's kind of a test, do you want to do this? Do you like this? Yes or no? If you do, great, then they join the winner circle. If they don't, then they go in the big group. My upline has I don't know, over 1,000 people in this coach group. And so we're you can join this, the self-pace. We have weekly training calls, but that's kind of teaching on a mass scale. But if you want to be in the winner circle, then you have to keep up with what we're doing. And every day in the winner circle, what's going right? What's working well? Every week we say, what are our wins for the week? Just kind of going that way. And then the other thing is after the 6-day, training, then they can say I just want to work on my health and fitness goals. Okay, great. Well, we have a monthly Beachbody challenge going over here if you want to just do that. But in order to join the 6-day fast track, then they have to buy a challenge pack in order to join. But basically the whole system is, 5-day, we're going to do it every 2 weeks. So free 5-day challenge. And we have 2 weeks to find and meet new people to join. So starting the whole cycle, free 5-day challenge, then the sneak peek, then the jump start or the Beachbody challenge. And it's been awesome. And I just took okay, anyone in my downline, cause at one point I had 10 personally sponsored diamonds between 3 centers. And so I just took, okay, raise your hand, who is in? And, but it's brought up the excitement and morale on our team. And then some older people are actually, I'm thinking about doing it again. So anyway, that's kind of what we're doing.
No, I love the fact that you said this, you condensed 90 days of training down to 6. I think that's genius. And obviously, and then this was brought up actually earlier too with some of my other leaders. It's we can extend it as long as possible, but the problem is you're building off of enthusiasm, and enthusiasm only goes so long. And so I love that you did that. I think you'll be able to tell exactly what's happening in 90 days, maybe longer, 180 days, whatever it may be. But I feel like you are more than, you're onto something really great. So I would just say, continue to do it. Allow the process to kind of evolve, but also your existing coaches that are going through it, their feedback, that is so crucial. But it sounds legit. So I feel like you're onto something really great.
Thanks. Yeah, we're so excited. I feel like we had a huge breakthrough. So
for sure. And then Kelly did ask you, what time of day do you run your live power hours?
Oh, good question. We're doing 2 at night and then 1 on Saturday mornings. And so, like I say, my biggest goal, because like last year, I had awesome coaches join, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm too busy, whatever." And they give you those excuses after 1 to 2 months if they don't see results. So I'm like, all right, this doesn't need to take forever. Like, let's just go through the process faster, help people see results faster, then they won't be too busy to do the business if they see results. But yeah, we're doing the power hours Tuesday, Thursday nights, and Saturday mornings. So it's, no excuses if you work. We're doing it at night and Saturday morning. So, and then, we have people in the UK as well. So I'm doing it also. I do one UK one as well. And then, like I say, like the goal is just post in the group and tell us how your power hour went that day. So the goal is we do it every other day, and then they do it on their own every other day. And so, yeah.
Cool. Love that. Thank you so much.
Sure.
So Serena, I will ask you your system in just 1 second, but I want to answer Christine's, her little message over here. So do any of you run just a dash to diamond or dash to whatever in your team page? Kelly Skockle does. Will you explain, please, Kelly?
Yes. I don't call it dash to diamond. We come up with little catchy names, but I probably run it every, 2 to 3 months. And I actually run it with my success partner, who's not on this call, but she's a 4-star diamond. And we have used various scripts that we've kind of modified and fit. And, we just kind of build it up, and I make my coaches fill out like a Woofu application. So they take it really seriously. And, I say, like, if you want to be in this group, you have to commit to hitting Success Club. You have to commit to being on the team calls. You have to commit to, I don't necessarily say a power hour, but being consistent in your business, and, giving it your all while you're in this group. And then we'll run the group, and then I do like weekly individual check-in calls, like 10-minute check-ins with each of my coaches that are in the group. Just how's it going? What are you struggling with? And hopping on the phone with them is really good because I can answer quick questions that they've got. And I try to time those groups with the quarterly, rank advancement time, so that they're getting to diamond in time for, it to hold for whatever. But I do the same thing. I do a push to emerald, and I usually do the push to emerald the week before the push to diamond. And I even tell people, like, if you make it to emerald, then I'll put you into the diamond group if you want. And then we offer incentives. It's amazing what people will do for not a lot of money. So I did tank tops one time. I found them on Etsy. I've sent out like pens with little notepads. But anyone that advances in that time. And then I personally offer, I do $100 gift card for any of my coaches that hit diamond as like their gift. And I let them pick, like, do you want it to Target? And that's just a little gift that I do. Some of my downline coaches, one of them, she does like a Tiffany's necklace as a gift for her people. So, people just want to feel like, it's sort of like the Success Club prize. It's amazing what people are doing for an umbrella right now. If we can offer something that makes them feel really special, I think they work really hard in those groups. And we've had pretty good success. Not necessarily with my coaches, but I run it all the way through my downline. So, even if it's not a PS coach, I'll put them in my group.
But it's in your individual group, not in your team page, not in a different group, correct?
Well, we just did that with Emerald, and I within my team page, and I liked it okay. We did it with one of my upline coaches, the Knockout Empire. We ran it right in the group, but the only problem I found with that is that the posts kind of get buried because there's so many people in there. So I don't know if you guys have a better way. We used a hashtag in the group. We called it #PushToEmerald. And we told people, like, if you're pushing, search that. And we offered the same incentive for the whole group. But I kind of like pulling them off into their own group too, or having like a pod or a message thread or something so you can connect individually.
Cool. Thank you so much for answering that. What about you, Serena? What's this new system that you adopted in January?
Oh, okay. So for me, I think that I was a bit of a skeptic when I first started coaching that this wasn't the real deal. And so I was always so afraid to talk about money because that means that you're greedy and, you don't care about people and all that stuff. And over the last year, when I finally hit like the 6-figure mark in this business, was when I was like, oh my God, this ish is legit and for real. And I can't be afraid to talk and share money with my team. So any new coach, so I have a coach in one of my personally sponsored coach who's like in the top, what is Zana, like 100 something. She's elite. And she's one of my personally sponsored coaches. And we work together very closely. And we were struggling with getting and keeping coaches. They would hit Success Club right out of the gates, and then they would lose momentum. So we kind of brainstormed to try and develop a strategy where we could hold on to our new coaches, that they were seeing results in our challenge groups. They were ready to sign up to be a coach, but then they lost all their steam when all their low-hanging fruit was gone. How do we keep those people, and how do we, get them to diamond? So I was like, F it. Let's talk money with these people right out the gates. So right out the gates with my brand new people that haven't even pulled the trigger on the coach side, I say, would you be interested right now earning $500 a month? And that is literally the floodgates opened, and their response is like, well, duh, like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, here, let's do this. I'm going to help get you there. And we realized that people who started earning $500 a month in their business were less likely to quit, fizzle out, fail, or move on. So if you could hold on to the people and you get them to 500 and they consistently every month make $500 a month, they are so much less likely to be like, throw in the towel. So that has been our goal. And basically we say, okay, well, here's the deal. If you want it, getting to $500 a month equates to this. And then there are your carrots right there. And then it's hitting Success Club, getting to Emerald, doing the vital behaviors. But we go backwards, instead of saying, okay, cool. Well, your first goal is to get to Success Club and pay for your Shakeology and then get to Emerald. We reverse engineer the making the $500 part into, well, here's how you make $500. And for me, and with my last 3 coaches, that had just signed up in January, they hit that goal. So I'm just going to continue to roll with that. I think that talking about money is important, because it doesn't matter. The dollars and cents that you're making equates to humans' lives that you're changing. So don't have any shame in, talking about the dollars and the cents. So it seems to be working. I'm going to keep rolling with it, and it's working great for her team. But yeah, the $500 mark, and then you just get them to get consistent at that, because that means they're hitting Success Club, and it means they're building their team. And
for sure, I love that. I love it. Because because they don't understand what that equates to when you're hitting Success Club, when you're hitting Emerald. But if you told me $500 and this is how you do it, then I would be like, okay, I know this is what I'm working towards and why. I love that. Thank you, sweetie. Appreciate you. I do want to talk about this. Heather, you did put the push to Emerald with the events. I love that idea. And also it would give them a reminder. So Christina would send them a reminder of it upcoming, plus, and you could also push more reminders. So I love that you put that. Thank you so much. Do you have a checklist for your coaches to make the 500? Perfect. You rock. She'll post it. Yes. Talking about the money is key. And I know it can be a little awkward, but I would say do that. Like, let's think back last year when, not a lot of people, but some coaches were jumping ship, right? Why were they jumping ship? It was the dangling carrot of, ooh, make more money. I can, that's exactly what it is. So you need to talk about it. Yes, we're all about changing lives, but I will tell you right now, when you're changing lives and making money, it's a beautiful thing that comes together, and it's called success for you. And you should be earning an income off of helping people and your passion, right? That's not an icky thing. So I love that. Cool. I know, right? Freak, you're telling me, Christine. Bring it back, team-wide stuff. Okay, so let me say this too, and I want to bring this up. So I had the opportunity of going live in a Diamond Push group, and I loved this. And it was with 5 leaders, and keep in mind too, is because Shannon brought this up, she obviously paired with her uplines. I have people that pair up with their uplines. I have coaches that pair up with other coaches if they don't have that upline, right? So you literally, success partners, whatever it may be, in this diamond group, it was 5 leaders. This one was a little significant because it did have 2 15-star diamonds, but then it had an 8-star diamond, a 1-star diamond, and a 2-star diamond. So you can see the diversity of it all. And so I was able to go live in it, like I was saying, but I really did my research before doing so. And I was like, okay, what is this group all about? Figured out it's 5 weeks to diamond. And Christine, you might be like, I know what this is talking about, because it's her upline. It's Melissa McAllister's upline, or it's Melissa's. And so when I was researching it, obviously there was a timeline, 5 weeks to diamond. From there, they talked a lot about time, commitment, and hustle. Like those were the 3 words that constantly were going over. Like, this is going to take a lot of time. This is going to take a lot of commitment, and it's going to take a lot of hustle. But I promise you, it's going to be worth it. It's hard work, but it's not hard, right? Just remind you of myself. But I love the fact that they made them sign a contract to themselves about their business. It was like, I'm not going to give up on me, yada, 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 yada. Okay. But the most beautiful thing, like I said in there, there's a stinking timeline. There's an expectation of when they're going to hit it. And even if these coaches go the 5 weeks and they're hitting Success Club and they're, signing coaches and all of these things, and it doesn't happen. The beautiful thing is it's going to happen shortly after. But the whole reason when I was talking in it, obviously I was talking about, yes, diamond is a stepping stone, but it's the vision afterwards. But I just reiterated, like, yes, these 5 weeks you are together, these 5 weeks you're doing this as a group. And then my challenge for you is to do it another 5 weeks. And then after you do that 10 weeks, guess what? It's a habit. It becomes natural to do your power hours, to show up every single day, to invite, to hit Success Club. Like, those things just become natural. And I think that's the one thing that we need to get very consistent with our coaches. Well, I know that. I'm not thinking it is. It is something we need to get very, very strong with, is exactly that, the power hours as a team. I even had one coach that said, you know what? My team calls were no longer working, because I brought one more training, one more thing for them to change. Then they will listen to the National Wake Up Call. Then they're doing another system, right? It's always that we're always chasing that next carrot. But she realized what was beneficial to her and her team was the power hours as a team. They were action oriented. It made them get in. It made them get to work. And guess what? The coaches were showing up because they knew if they dedicated that time, they were working their business. Okay, so just start thinking about these things, being able to pair up as leaders, being able to go up to your upline and, hey, let's create something like this. Like, whatever it may be, you just have to create this emphasis of, like, okay, we're building strong diamonds, but then also the vision afterwards, right? If you ever have talked to me, which every single one of you have, I will always talk about the 2-star diamond approach. It's like, yes, diamond's great. Stop, celebrate for 0.2 seconds. And then 2-star diamond is why. And the biggest reason is because I want you to have a team. Serena, you putting your hand up. Did you want to say something? Oh, okay. I just want to see what this. Are you doing team-wide stuff or in little teams? Yes. Okay. Yeah, great question. So team-wide stuff. Are you guys doing stuff team-wide, or are you doing things more individual? Talk to me, Gooses. Talk to me.
I'll talk. So we just started implementing more team-wide stuff. Of course, with leaders on my team that want to participate, there's some that are multiple star diamonds that kind of want to keep their own thing, which is great. But I found that there's been a shift in energy and engagement with those that were just kind of watching from the sidelines, because now there's an influence from other leaders. So what Kiana and I, because Brittany, I know we were just chatting about this, but we're looking to kind of bring this team wide. So it was me and a couple of my other leaders doing it, but more like drilling in and getting the other leaders in the downline to be a part of this and have it be this gigantic pod of all new coaches, gigantic pod of coaches trying to get to Emerald and trying to push them out of the nest, So that's kind of the movement that we're going into, kind of hearing from obviously those that are in, 5-star and above and that are popping these diamonds and having crazy success, because they've taken it away from doing it themselves. So just keeping it really simple, but going back to helping those new coaches get the win of the $500 in a month and have them feel what it feels like to get to Success Club, even if it's 2 points, or just to get their spouse signed up, or just getting them a win. But we're trying to take things more team, and just now we're going to kind of evolve that into March. We're just kind of pulling the trigger on a couple of things that I'm like, oh my God, that's a great idea. Let's just do it, instead of overthinking it, but just like acting on it and being there and doing it.
For sure. Love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, what else? What else y'all doing? Yes, Shannon, go.
I was just going to comment on diamond dashes. So that's how because we had 26 diamonds on our team, and that we had successful diamond dashes. I did them with Shane Fryer and Tara Bialik and David Ingram, like some of the older leaders. So one thing I would just say is it was exciting, and it got a lot of people to diamond, like pairing with other leaders. So that was great. Like we had put $25 in, and then everyone splits it who gets to diamond. And we had these huge diamond dashes. The only thing was like you were saying, Brittany, like the long-term vision. And so don't just push to diamond, have a stronger vision afterwards, because a lot of people that were in the diamond dashes, they were pushing to diamond, but then they crumbled afterwards. I mean, a lot of people went straight down to coach. And so not just basing it off of here's this goal and this is the destination, but focusing on the process, focusing on loving the process, loving the journey, loving getting there, because that's what we do as coaches, not ever arrive at success. And so anyway, I would just say that I think diamond dashes are awesome, and we have a lot of success with it, but just be careful on not focusing so much on that end.
Amen. And I think if we take it back to the whole Melanie Metro thing, it's okay, they're in this diamond dash now. Afterwards, where it's the next thing they're going to, you can't just stop and be okay, and you're good, fly little birdies. No, it's what's the next thing that they're going to? Is it then a push to 2-star diamond group? What is it? So I love that you brought that up. Thank you so much. Sure. Trini, what about you? I feel like you're on the verge of saying something.
Well, my team is kind of on the hot mess express to Diamondville. I have a lot of coaches, but the thought of diamond kind of paralyzes them. They see it as it's too big of a goal. It's too many people. So back in November, I sat down with my leaders, and we kind of just got away from the whole, we're building for rank. I had heard a call from Milan Jensen about the 500 PV model and growing emerald tribes. And by doing that, you will become diamond strong. So I took the pressure away from my coaches. We don't talk about diamond. Our goal is just get to emerald, teach your coaches how to do that, and just every month hit emerald, every month hit emerald. And eventually you're going to become that diamond, and you'll be strong. You're not building, I teach my coaches to, yes, sign your spouse right away, but then the other person you sign shouldn't necessarily be your mom just to get to emerald. Find somebody that's going to work this business and make you a solid emerald, somebody that sees the vision, wants to be around. So that's what we're working on, is just becoming emerald every month and teaching those coaches to become, and just kind of building down in the organization. I've been a 4-star diamond for 2 years now. I haven't gone anywhere. I lost 2 of my diamonds. They jumped ship. So I'm kind of just in this rebuilding mode, but my coaches feel the pressure is gone. We talk a lot about hitting 500 PV. If you get Success Club, great. But that was also paralyzing them, the thought of having to maybe pigeonhole somebody into a product that had HD attached to it. So now I just tell them, just work with the catalog and meet people where they are. You know what? If they're a runner or they're into CrossFit, maybe they don't need the All Access Challenge Pack, but maybe they could use Energize in their life, And so it's just about building volume and just building emerald tribes. So I got nothing as to how to get diamond.
No, that's great though. But is it working? Is that system working? Is it getting them to be strong, to collect a paycheck, to continue to work the business monthly? Because if it's doing that, it is working.
It's getting them to emerald right away, but then they're getting stuck on, okay, now I have to teach my 2 new coaches how to do that. And I've even gone back in and I have dummied down the training. Our coach basics is so simple that my 3rd grader, could become an emerald coach. It's that easy. It's building the confidence. And now that we're doing a lot more team-wide events, like the free groups and the coach sneak peeks, we're a lot more cohesive. And so they're kind of starting to see the fruits of their labor, and they're seeing other coaches on the team have success. And so we've only been doing this since, like I said, November. So we're kind of still working out kinks, but
For sure.
we're having a lot more volume produced because people don't feel so scared of just talking about Shakeology or just talking about a challenge pack. You know, they realize that there's other options. And I love whoever said the 3-day refresh. Like, I'm thinking already about how can we run like a 3-day refresh group instead of spending 2 weeks on clean eating group. So
For sure.
Was that Serena maybe that said it, but whoever said that, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. No, thank you. I love that. And it's a different approach on it, but you have to find obviously what's going to work within your business. And I would just say, because obviously her and her husband realized what they were doing wasn't working and it was scaring people. And so you have to kind of figure out, you know, where you're at, how it's going to correlate to your team. But I also feel like then it allows you to do recognition in those other areas. So people are meeting people where they are supposed to be at. So I like it, Trini. Thank you so much. Anybody else want to contribute? Crystal, Tanya?
Sure.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay.
Just to piggyback off of that, we used to do, I just remember this, we called it Emerald Again. And it was basically like the same thing. Like every coach just focuses on going Emerald Again every single month. And I mean, we saw the volume increase. We saw coaches going Emerald. We saw coaches hitting Diamond because their coaches were going Emerald. And it just kept it simple and basic where you're just focusing on those 2 people every single month. And so we called that going Emerald Again. And my upline coach, every coach that would go Emerald Again, she would send out prizes to all those people that went Emerald. Another thing too that me and my leaders are really focusing on, and I've been to Summit with all of my leaders for the past couple of years, and last Summit, they were like, oh my gosh, I'm still at the same rank as I was last Summit. And so this year, I'm like, hey guys, we have just a couple more months till Summit. Like, let's make it a goal to make it a different rank when we get to Summit. And so I think that has been a really big push for them because they do strive off that recognition and they want to see their names up on those banners, you know, under that diamond or 1 star. So we've been really focusing on that. I've also brought my leaders in and said, okay guys, like, let's just bring a whole bunch of energy to the team, kind of pump up everybody. And as I'm seeing these women participate in, you know, our team page and just bringing more energy to the group, you know, commenting on other coaches' posts in the news feed, it's just bringing that confidence in those coaches that didn't really think they can do much. So that's kind of what we've been focusing on.
You rock. Thank you so much. I love that emphasis on Summit. So don't forget about that because that is close and people do want to see their names up there. They love those recognition pieces. So thank you, Crystal. What about you, Natanya?
All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So I've done a bunch of the push to diamonds and emeralds and done it all, right? And nothing really, I mean, things have worked in the past. I've popped diamonds, but I'm the worst person to ask, like, what's working. I always think nothing's working and I could always be doing something better and improve. But I was thinking about it. And I'm like, I have 2 coaches popping some emeralds this week and that they're my up and coming diamonds. And I'm like, okay, so gut check yourself here. What are you doing to get these emeralds popping? And they're downline, which is exactly what I want, you know, duplication. And this might come off really bad, but if you're talking to everybody in your team page to get to diamond, you're talking to nobody, kind of like what we're told with social media. And like, if you're talking to everybody, you have to talk to your market. It's like, I forget what the saying is. I think it's 20% of your team is going to be 80% of your income. So what I've been doing is mentorship and betting on people. Like if I asked you right now, who would you bet on? Who would you lay money down on your team? Who comes to mind? You need to reach out to those people like right now and get on a Zoom call. And I have like a format for this. And my whole thing is duplicating leaders. I don't want to duplicate diamonds. I want leaders. I want to be in the seats watching them walk the stage. I want to see them outrank me. That's success to me. It's not me getting to 15 star and having 15 diamonds. I want premier. I want elite. Shoot, I would love to produce a 15 star downline. Like, what? That'd be awesome. volume is king, right? Like it's all about that volume. So we took like, I forget who just said this, but taking the emphasis off of rank, because you put diamond up on this pedestal and everyone's terrified of it. And it's really not that difficult. So when you take away those fears. So anyway, it comes down to building confidence into your leaders that want diamond, that actually need it, or that are willing to do the work to get it. Because everyone says, oh yeah, I want diamond, but do they really want it? Are they really going to show up? Would you bet on them? And then putting systems in place for them to kind of plug and chug so they're not distracted by shiny objects. And then it's just duplicating it from there. So the first call I get on with these people, and I originally started with 5, which was probably way too many for me and my time commitment. But through trial and error, 2 of them have fallen off because they just weren't at that level. I had to bless and release. It's a matching energy. If I get on a call with you and I feel drained and depleted after that call, I'm not going to work with you right now. I need to be feeling fired up, my cup filled. We're pouring into each other. It's not a me give. Like they got to give me something back too. It's matching that pace. And it took some time, but I dug deep into my downline. I think I only took on 2 personally sponsored coaches at the time. And now I have 4 mentorees that I'm working with. I picked up another one. But you treat them all the same. You get on a one-on-one call on Zoom and you go over their goals, because those can change. Like their real goals. Like I want to pay off my house. I need how much money, like to the penny. I want to pay off my car. I want to go on vacation. What does this income look like? Not just like, oh yeah, I want to go on a vacation someday. That's not, I can't work with that. I can't break that down or reverse engineer that. And their why, I need to know what makes them cry. Like their babies, a sick parent they want to spend more time with, like whatever it is, I need to know why they're here, their fears, like anything that they have any repetition in their head of like, I'm not good enough, I can't do that, or what's their roadblocks. And that was really helpful to me because I could speak to those. And it's just pouring belief into them, you guys, and be like, you're amazing, you're awesome, you can do this. Like it's just words of affirmation at the end of the day. But then vision, I needed their vision, not diamond. Nope. Diamond's just where we start. I need to know, like to pay off that house, you need a heck of a lot more income than diamond rate, right? So it's that vision and that 2-star plus. Like my diamonds, we don't even talk about diamond. We talk about who you popping for diamonds. And you're not even diamond yet. Like let's grab their hand and do this together. Because I remember when I popped diamond, one of my coaches popped with me. So I automatically went to 1-star. And that's kind of what I want to duplicate. Like why not link arms and do this together? So this mentorship is that duplication where I do that base call. I understand everything about them. It's not me and what I want them to do. I'm learning what they want to do. It's simple. It's to the basics. And I just check in. Who's on your dream team list? You need 10 people on your dream team list, and you need to go invite them today to say, hey, I would love to have you. I'm like, who doesn't like a compliment, right? Like who doesn't want to hear they want you on their team because you're amazing to them, or that you make them, like whatever stands out to you about them. Who doesn't like to read messages like that? And chances are, yeah, they're probably going to say no or not right now, but just get it out. And then it's literally just the basics. It's nothing, none of this shiny, like my team doesn't like a lot of groups. They shut down, they get overwhelmed. It's just too much. So it's just checking in with them. We do bi-weekly check-ins, and seeing them grow in leadership in such a short time, it's been incredible. Like they're stepping into leadership roles. They ask questions that they already answer it themselves. I'm like, see, y'all don't need me. Like you don't need, I don't want them to need me, right? Like I don't want to be needed. I want them to just go, like get out. I want to be an empty nester, so to speak, so I can bet on those new people that are coming in and then are showing up. So you're matching that energy. And the first question I ask them after all their goals and stuff is, how confident are you in presenting the business opportunity? And if they say anything below an 8, our first goal is for them to run their own and to get confident in that, because they need to connect with their tribe and their downline. Even though we're all in the same team, we have similar tribes. I want them so confident in the business op that they can run their own instead of always leaning on me to do it. Or, hey, when's the next one? Do your own. You want to be a diamond coach, you got to step your game up, right? Like, and a lot of them already were like at a 9. And I'm like, awesome. So when's your next sneak peek? And then they did it. They went live, or I asked them, okay, who's your tribe? and what do they have time for? Can they sit on a 60-minute webinar? Do they like a 3-day backstage pass, a 5-day sneak peek? What format do your people have time for? Duplicate that, because that's who you're attracting. And yeah, we like to team up and do them together still, but I want that confidence in their heart. And that's what is proving to help them get out to invite and then close people. They don't even have to do a sneak peek. They just kind of, whether it's recorded or they just kind of have their elevator pitch, you know, down, they end up closing their people. But the emeralds that are popping are like, you know, 2 or 3 levels below me. So these mentorees, they're already duplicating what I'm teaching them through the mentorship. And so, for example, you have to have 2 emeralds to go diamond. So when I'm mentoring, say, girl A, she brings on her emeralds, that the girls that are probably going to be her emeralds. Because let's be real, we kind of know who's going to work the business and who's going to show up. So she brings them on the call, and I ask them the same questions I asked my mentoree, except I don't go as deep into like the presenting the business opportunity. I want to know their why, their goal, their fears. I want to know them. And then I want to know where their weaknesses are and where their strengths are, and then help them play on those. And it's just diving into your downline, getting on that real level with them and betting on them and going all in. And I haven't been doing this too terribly long, but at the same time, just with connection-wise and team chemistry-wise, sorry, this is a long-winded answer.
Preach, mama, preach.
It's paying off. I will have 3 diamonds on my strong leg here soon. My husband lost diamond, and my second CBC is trash. So that's on me. So I got 2 diamond accounts to crush, while these 3 diamonds over here are 1 emerald away, pretty much 1, 2-ish emeralds away. So it takes time. And I could have easily threw the towel in and be like, this isn't working. But I look at paper, and it's like, what really matters here? Community, trust, duplicating leaders, the basics, and recognition. Everything they do, they could take a good Instagram picture. I'm going to shout them out for it. I'm going to screenshot that ish, and I'm going to go repost it in the page and be like, this is an awesome post. Gives other coaches ideas. Like, I'm still posting in my team page. Like, that's why I didn't want to come off like a jerk saying like, you can't help everybody on your team. But when I've done these big diamond dashes with like 30 people, it's like maybe 3 of them are actually doing something. So I'm wasting my time, and that's not getting my business anywhere. It's hurt me for years to do that. So this has actually been great, because at the end of the day, you're not going to pop, 30 diamonds. I don't know if anyone's ever done that with a push group. It will help them grow rank, of course, and it helps the masses. But I'm looking for not popping diamonds. I need freaking leaders.
For sure.
I need people that can do this and run their own mentorships and take the reins and go, instead of like, hey, now what do I do? Hey, how do I get to 2-star? Hey, what? No, like, let's level up here, right? So it's kind of it's not really a tough love thing. But we do have, we'll do monthly like mentorship calls like this if they want to do it. But a lot of my girls love calls. They love them. And I didn't know that. So I had to ask, and so that I'm serving them in that way and getting back on calls and stuff. But it's just about finding out, individually where they're at and what they want. Because some coaches will say they want to be diamond and they want to make, 6 figures. And you're like, okay, that's going to be really interesting. But we can maybe see if that can happen. And then there's some that are like, oh yeah, I want to be diamond in like a year and a half. And I'm like, ooh, okay, you're not who I'm going to bet on then. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be real with yourself, because otherwise you're just going to like run in circles. And that doesn't mean you can't be supportive to everybody. And when their time is there, it's there. Like, I gave my husband a discount coach, and he popped diamond like faster than ever. And I was so pissed. I was like, wow. Like, you were a discount coach and now you're diamond. Like, what? Like, how did that happen? So you can't discount discounts ever. It's just matching the energy. When you see them signing people, you see them on the SC board, you have to reach out and be like, hey, would you like to be in a mentorship with me? I'd love to offer you a spot, just so you're putting your energy into the right people. And yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. And I love just having that feeling of getting to know my team better on a deeper level as we're growing together, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes complete sense, but holy contagious energy. And I would say, I love that you said this, because it's just like you say within your business. If you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. So find your key players, figure out, and that's why I say post that within your team page, like, hey, who's working towards this month? Like, so you know who to work with, but then also match their energy. If they're showing up.
Leaderboards don't lie.
Yes, leaderboards don't lie.
We do a volume leaderboard instead of, well, we do rank as well, or SC as well, but we do more volume. And we do gifts for volume, like 500 PV, 1,000, whatever, to really focus on that, because it is about serving your audience and being a servant leader. It may not be a challenge pack right now. It may be Energize or whatever, but volume's volume. And that is what's really going to get you that income that every coach wants. No coach says my goal is to be diamond or my goal is to be a 2-star and I want to walk STEM at Sage. No, their goal is usually always comes down to their why, which is their family or income. And you have to strategize and get that game plan for them specifically. And that's been the big change for me, because now I know exactly what this girl's aiming for and what this girl needs and what this girl needs. And they're all different numbers, you guys. It's vastly different, but you know how to serve them better or speak to them or guide them or whatever you want to call it. But very eye-opening.
Thank you. You flipping rock. Okay, I'm going to close this a little call up if that's okay. Just because I could keep you ladies all in here all day, and you probably don't need me the last 2 days of the month, right? You need your team. So a little story time. It'll literally take 1 minute, but I just want to read that. I love this chapter so much, and he even says this is the most important chapter. So love and accountability. I've worked with and studied leaders for years, and I believe that the positive leaders who are able to create amazing teams and results provide both a lot of love and a lot of accountability. Love and accountability. That is how great teams, organizations, relationships, and results are created. If I had to pick the most important section of the book, it would be right here. You have to love your people, but you have to make sure you hold your team accountable to the plan, the process, the principles, and the values of the culture. It's also about a relentless implementation of the plan. It's about having a clear performance goals and making sure everyone knows the goals and knows the data, status, and progress towards those goals. It's making sure everyone knows the plan and what needs special attention. If you are having a problem, that's okay, but don't keep it secret. Let's figure it out together and find a solution. If you're failing in some way, you won't be ostracized, but rather you will find the support you need to succeed. If you don't hold people accountable to it, your team won't live and breathe it. But when you love people and hold them accountable, it's amazing how fast things can move in the right direction. So that's my little emphasis on there. It is page 140 out of The Power of the Positive Leadership. You will never not hear more of this book because it's that stinking amazing. But I appreciate you ladies. I hope you got some good nuggets out of this. The last thing that I wanted to share that I forgot to share is I do have a coach, and you guys do the same thing with challenge groups. Is only 5 spots available. I'm only working with 5 leaders in my Dash to Diamond or whatever it is group. Make an incentive. Make them want to, literally sign the contract, make them, truly commit to it. And because you're putting your time in, they should be putting their time in 1,000%. So that's the last thing that I remembered. But, yes, that's it, ladies. Thank you so much for popping on. I appreciate your time. Have an amazing, amazing Tuesday, and finish the last 2 days extremely strong, please. Okay? Thank you. Bye.